Hey, this is Mike with Superior Tradelines. Today we're talking about what it's like to buy trade lines through Superior Tradelines.
Very good. Mike, before we even talk about the process, let's get into the mindset of someone who should be thinking about this or could benefit from this. Where do these clients come from that need our services, and why do they need our services?
So it's anyone that is actively seeking any form of lending, mortgages, auto loans, credit cards, personal loans, anything. There is a need, there is a goal, and the idea behind our part of the process is enhancing to achieve that goal. So we get clients from mortgage brokers, realtors, auto lenders, car lots, and then people that just find us. If you're resourceful, you can dive into Google and you'll find out about trade lines real quickly. There's a lot of bad information and there's a lot of great information. But again, that's where most of our people are coming from.
It's a perfect transition from of bad information to good information. So let's talk about the client experience. They found us somehow. They came through a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, found us by themselves. They fill out a form on a website or call us. Tell me a little bit about their experience once they get on the phone with us and start working with us. What happens initially?
So we want to get on the phone with you because we need to find out what you're doing. That's the first thing. What is the goal? Again, it's mortgage, auto loan, credit cards, personal loan. Every goal requires different steps to achieve it. So it's figuring out what those steps are. And then the next point is, where are you at currently? What is your credit score? What is the content you're working with? We've talked about trade lines and their videos and how they work. And at the end of the day, it's adding positive content to the reports. How effective that is purely contingent on what's already on the reports. So once we figure out what you're doing, what your plan is, we want to take a look at your credit report. So we ask to take a look at it. A lot of people will email us copies before we even get on the phone. They'll provide us login credentials so we can hop on whatever website, Credit Karma, Credit Check Total, ScoreSense, anywhere. We'll take a look at the reports sometimes before we get on the phone or sometimes while we're on the phone so we can figure out where are you at? What factors can be enhanced? And when we know what the end goal is, we are able to formulate the step-by-step plan to get there.
Perfect. That sounded good to me. There might be some people watching this video that would say, I have to give my credit report? It's almost counterintuitive that the people that aren't asking for your credit report, you probably don't want to work with them, and the people that are, you probably do. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Certainly. So again, I mentioned it's positive content being added to the reports. That content, in terms of its effectiveness, how much it's actually going to help you, is solely contingent on what you already have. So the purpose of assessing the credit report is the first question I'm trying to answer every time is this going to work? And there's another video we talk about what might prevent trade lines from working. We kind of touch on that. We have another video coming that's maybe a little bit more detailed about that. But it's all about figuring out, is it going to work? And if so, how beneficial? Moderate, medium, substantial. If it's substantial, great. If it's moderate, we need to have a talk. We need to make sure that you have the game plan in place. You have things. If it's minimal, we need to look at possibly additional steps to take. It may not be buy trade lines, apply, approve. It might be, let's address this, let's pay this down, whatever it might be. Again, we'll tailor the recommendation specific to your needs. And to my knowledge, I think we're the only company that goes into this level of detail. And that's, to me, one of the things that really sets us apart in terms of quality. Yeah.
Perfect. You just said so much excellent stuff. And if I were a client, I'd be excited to work with you. And we could probably talk a long time about all those details. So let's break it into two categories. Let's say trade lines won't work for somebody. What is their experience with you? And then move in, so that's going to be a shorter version. And then let's move into, if the trade lines do work, what's the next step for that client?
So if the trade lines aren't going to work, if you're not going to see a substantial increase to the score or even a moderate one, again, there's conditions where it's not going to provide any enhancement to the scores. So under those conditions, we create a game plan. We look at the specific issues, the hurdles that are on the credit report, and come up with a structure as to how to overcome them. If it's referring outward to an affiliated company, if it's creating a game plan, again, we'll figure out the details behind that. And again, I think I mentioned this before, the term I like is the snowflake. No two situations are exactly the same. No two people have the exact game plan. 10 people can be applying for mortgages, and each one of them could have a specific scenario involving different steps. So again, we'll figure out that game plan, we'll get it in place. Now, if someone is going to benefit, we've reviewed the credit reports, we've determined the factors. At that point, we're gonna go into product consideration. We're gonna go into our library of trade lines. We're gonna find the items that make the most sense, the appropriate limit, the appropriate credit, the appropriate age. And the appropriate amount of trade lines. You know, if you need one trade line, don't buy 3. If you need 2 trade lines, you're wasting your money on 1. So we'll figure out all that data. We'll get specific product options figured out for you. And then it's a pretty simple process. You know, we get the trade lines picked. There's some paperwork. You know, we have agreements. There's contracts that hold us accountable to getting services completed for you as a client. Those contracts are in place. There is some payment structure. We've talked about that in a couple other videos in terms of federal compliance and all that stuff to make sure that you, again, are protected through the process. Once that's done, we get to work. We get the trade lines on the credit reports. You reap the benefits of the enhancement. You achieve the lending goals.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's great stuff. So once they get, you just kind of walked us through the whole thing. You know, they get the analysis, they get the recommendation, they do all the contracts in compliant with the CROA, they get the trade line, their scores go up, and they move on, which is great. Maybe they can review us, maybe they can refer some people to us. Talk about that experience at the end.
So once you've achieved what you need to, the best thing to do is to share this with other people. It is an unknown tool. It's an unknown resource. Like, yes, you know about it. You looked it up. But I'm willing to bet there's someone watching this video right now who this is the first time they've ever heard of trade lines. So share it with someone, friends, family members, anyone you know that's looking to do lending. And the easiest way to share it is to share your experience. Write up a review, Facebook, Yelp, Google. Let people know what happened when you interact with us. Share with them the experience. And I'll tell you right now, I know I'm a fastidious consumer. I shop around. So I know that you've probably looked around elsewhere. I know I would. And anytime that I do any type of purchase and I find someone to being a better environment, a better experience, I want people to know it because I want to share that experience so other people can gain the benefit that I did from it.
Perfect. And if someone's watching this right now and they're like, I want to try this, how would they get started with us? Where do they begin?
Hop on our website, superiortradelines.com, click the Get Started button, fill out the form, takes about 5 to 10 seconds. That's option 1, or you can reach out to me direct. My email is mike@superiortradelines.com, or you can call or text me 321-799-6155.
As always, Mike, thank you. Great information.
Thank you. Have a great day.